BTR7 review coming soon. Okay, so I don't usually get nervous for reviews, but I'm reviewing an IM that's got my logo on it. And it's not just any IM. This is a double review, actually. God, I want to keep listening to them. I'll lower that down. This is a reviewer of the Letshuoer S12s, which is these. And the thing is, I've had these for months. And while they sat on my shelf, not getting reviewed, 500,000 other people reviewed them, and 500 million thousand other people bought them, and they're one of the most beloved IMs on the planet Earth. Fast forward to a month and a half ago, not very long, it's a pretty quick turnaround process actually, and I get a message from the vice president of Hi-Fi Go saying, hey, we want to collaborate with you on an IM. And I'm like, cool. Which one and how many waifus? Turns out this one and only one waifu, which is a 3D waifu. I'm not joking. The S12s, which I've had out, put in the burn-in rig, and was like, all right, I'll get to review these soon. I had to pull them out and go, okay, is this the IM that I want to have my logo put on? And then they're like, well, you want to change it? Okay, let me listen. Shut up, let me listen. Of fucking course. S12s are, and this is the S12s we're talking about, not the Z12s. Those are the Z12s. Those are my tuning and the colors and ooh. S12s are the default IAM. They're half the cost of like the ManGrid T2s and the same amount of wide imaging and energy, and the bass is very good on them. We're going to get to that because that's got to do with this. So the S12s absolutely deserve all. You don't have to look for me. Don't fucking look at me. Stop. You don't have to watch this video anymore. Go find someone else's review of the Letshuoer, of the Letshuoer, and you got to remember the U's first because I keep fucking it up. The Letshuoer S12s. Go look at anyone else's review because I frankly have never heard anyone complain about them or say, you know what, the S12s, they're not good because. They're also a single planar IM, which you look at it and you're like, okay, it's like a normal sized IM. It's not exceptionally pretty. It comes in this gray, this like battleship gray, or you can get it in like a silver, but that's about it. We'll get to the cables. But like, well, how big a driver do you think's in this? Because it's a planar. So you're like 8mm, 9mm, 10mm, 14.8mm. What? Like, I didn't know. Like, I heard the praise for the S12s, and I listened to them the very first time, and I'm like, of course, these are the IMs I would want to do a collab on. And then I look at the specs, and it's like, okay, 16 ohms, 14.8 millimeter. What? Where? How? Like, are we measuring across the widest part and it's a shape? I don't know. So, planar IM. The biggest question is always, how hard is it to drive? Well, I pulled out my Sony phone up there, which I was just running into the BTR7, but my actual Sony phone has a 3.5mm headphone jack. I know. It's like the 1990s up in here. And at full tilt, it rocks these IMs. Just good enough. Like, definitely, like, it's not like, oh, it's super underperforming. These are not the P2s, the P1 and P2 tins. Those were dumb planars that needed like entire racks of equipment to get them to operate. Somehow these, and I'm wearing a set of the Z12s. This is the original set of Z12s to test the tuning, and this is the S12s. We're talking about S12 still. So S12s are here, get burned in, get listened to. I agree that they are the one I want to touch. I want to fiddle inside and change things and make it all better. But then I have this, like, I'm too responsible an adult, and I understand people fucking love the S12. Why would I diddle with it? So all I asked them to do, and they're like, well, you want to pick a tuning, a different tuning. All I asked them to do for the Z12s versus the S12s is, can you give me like 2 decibels more under 50 hertz? And they were like, is that it? And I'm like, everything about these IEMs, the S12s, is fucking fantastic. But on like 1 or 2 tracks, I just wish it had a little more balls, and you can't really translate balls into a language thing and say, could you add balls? So they're like, we'll try, because you have to try. I could have asked them to raise this, lower that. No, fucking don't touch nothing. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. You don't fuck with S12s. Everyone loves them. Just give me like, just push that bottom bit up a little baby bit. A little baby bit. It's so delicate. All right, I'm taking these out of my ears now, which I can't take them off my head because I have them on the strap, which we'll talk about the strap. So S12's review is done. These things are phenomenal. They're $152 on Hi-Fi Go. Everyone should own a pair. But these are the Z12s. And what I asked them for was to add a little bass. And when I got this set, the first time I got this set, and I actually got this set the first time, and you know how you could tell this is the OG set? Because I specifically asked for colors, red for the right and blue for the left. And they made them backwards for the very first few of them. So expect those to end up somewhere in a yard sale for exceptionally high amounts of money, because how do you fuck that up? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Got that set, plugged it in to my phone again immediately, and the bass was insane. And it turns out, because I know BGGAR did a review of them already, of these already. I'm doing this like 24 hours before release because they literally got lost. FedEx was like, yeah, your house doesn't exist. And I'm like, I'll fucking kill you. I know he did the review and he couldn't tell the difference between the S12s and the Z12s. And I know why. I actually don't know why. I haven't watched his review. But I know that was like the consensus that everyone told me. And I spent a great deal of time listening to these IEMs with the stock tips, because if I'm going to be promoting a product, I've got to give you, I got to give it the fullest of all the things. So the strange thing I found is that the S12s come with black silicone tips and then these clear and black tips. And the Z12s come with the black and clear and then white or cream colored silicone tips. And I used the silicone tips and the bass wasn't there. The magic bass, just that little fucking wasn't there. And I'm like, maybe they're doing a physical thing to the driver, because how do you tune that in there? What do you glue something to it? Maybe it's falling off. And then I started shoving them in my ear hard to really get the seal going. And then the bass showed up again. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because the first thing I do to every IM is I put on Deconi tips. By the way, special 10% off coupon for Deconi tips because of this IM launch. I tried to get it so that Hi-Fi Go could add the Deconi tips to the packaging, but it was too late to start shuffling things around in inventory around the world, so I apologize. There also is no waifu on the box, and you don't get the 3D waifu that you do with the S12s. That literally, here's the book for the S12. Here's the book for the Z12. And the book for the Z12 has got like information in it, and you know, it's got the graph, which I actually don't think they updated. But if you get the book for the S12 and you're like, what? I've never had an IEM. I've had it come with 2D waifus, but never a 3D waifu. So there you go. Next IEM collaboration, there'll be a waifu on the box. I will hire an artist or something. Something along the lines, why, Telegram, what are you doing to me? We're gonna get to this because I have to read some stuff. Because there's a giveaway happening, there's Deconi codes, there's different price brackets. This is gonna be a longer video. I like to keep these short and tight, but fuck it. This is my IEM. This is my IEM. This has a Z. We picked this out in the patronage chat. Anyone who's in the $10 patronage chat, we had like votes or what do you want to call it. I wanted to call it the Melvin or something. I had some weird names picked out. Yeah, this is one of those I don't care about the length of it videos. If you're here to watch, you're here to watch. Accessories real quick before we get on to more about the sound and what that does. You get a black case that says Letshuoer. It's the exact same as the S12 case. You get the slightly different tips. You also get a case, one that's full. You get a case of foam tips. These are actually very good tips. The only problem I have with them is my right ear has a slightly larger hole, giggity, than my left. So the large tip on this works perfectly in my left, but the large tip just doesn't fit perfectly in my right. Honestly, get the things by default and see how they work. Because if you can use the foams, you get the bass boost. If you don't like the bass boost and you want it to sound like S12s, use the silicones. Because the seal would be just off, just enough, unless it's just my ears doing it, that it's like, all right, these kind of sound very similar to the OGs. Soon as, because I'm sitting here, I put the drop THX AAA ones stacked on the Denafrips Aries, so I can have like a matching amps and go back and forth between this and this. And I just didn't bother with the initial set, which was the original tuning set, because they sound the exact same. Only the colors are correct now. And where was I going with this? We have this, we have that, we've got things. You don't get a poster. We don't have a waifu. The tips, I was also going to try out the X-Lastics to see if I can get a real seal with like a silicone. I'll link to these X-Lastics in case you don't want to do Taconi with 10% off. But let's talk about pricing, because that's where we're going to start. Yeah, we have to get into it. So the things I have here, I actually never have to write notes. 10% off the Mercury 4.9mm size bullets on Taconi's website using the code ZIEM launch. So you can get specifically the Mercuries, which are the larger holes, to fit these with the code ZIEM launch. Next, any customer, all right, so there's 4 prices, 4, because we had to go over this, like, because there was, this computer needs to be restarted real bad. Everyone was like, wait, in fact, there was a poll on Facebook. Are you going to do the 3.5mm or the 4.4? Because the S12 has the option, you could buy it either with a 3.5 or a 4.4 balanced, of which I don't have a single balanced cable in this whole variety, but whatever. So they're like, all right, look, we'll do this. First of all, that's the one who was helping me with all this stuff, by the way. She's on the poster. I mean, I want to be on a poster too. But they were like, hey, you know that neck strap thing you like? Because I have where they're here somewhere. There's 3 leather straps. Anyway, you've seen me review the little leather neck straps that hold IEMs. Don't know where they ended up at this very moment, because God almighty. They're like, hey, yeah, we can make that. In fact, let's make it. And I'm like, cool. In fact, they're the Hi-Fi Go branded leather neck straps. If you've not seen my review, I did a couple. I never actually did a full review, but they have one of these on Amazon that's made in like South America. And so they made it, and I asked them if they can make it thinner, and they made it a little bit thinner, because the other one is like cowhide. Like, it's like saddle leather, and it's like, that's great if I want to beat someone with it, but I just want it to rest around my neck. So you've got actual, like, leather with just a hole popped in it and a slit, and you put the wires through it, and that way you can do this, put it around your neck, and now the IEMs, I wear them like this, so when you're ready to use them, you just pull it out and put it on your ears. And then if you're done, you need to like talk to someone, you just drop it, and then you can pull that. And this is great. So I needed to tell you about this because here are the 4 price structures. Standard 3.5mm wire, no neck strap, $149. These are initial prices. These will probably change. I think they're going to make a 500 run of this unit. They're all individually numbered. This is set 007. I don't know where the first 6 are, but I got set 007. Any other reviewers, if you're watching this, what number did you get? Why did I get 007? It's because I'm James Bond? Because I have a kinship with Sean Connery. And it's not the hitting the women part. It's like the sexy man thing. $149 even for the 3.5. And since people were like, what, I want the balance cable, they're actually going to sell the balance cable separately for $25. So you can just buy. Can I talk about the cable for a second? How fucking everyone loves this cable. That's one thing about these IEMs. No one hates any part of the deal. Everyone loves the cable. It's a 2-wire, but it's got like this gray and silver, and it twists, and it's so nice and expensive looking for a relatively cheap IEM. The S12s were like $170, and now they're $152. So they're actually $3 more than the Z12s if you just get the 3.5. For $10 more, for $159, you get both cables. So you can either buy the 3.5 and then later on decide you want to buy the balanced one for $25 more, or spend $10 more, get both the 3.5 and the 4.4 for $159 or $160. I'm going to say $160 even though it's $159. Or for the same price, $159, instead of the 4.4 balance, get the 3.5 with the neck strap, which they sell this for like 15 bucks, which is not super cheap, but for how often I use that, like, this is it. Because then you could just hang IMs up on a wall and be like, there's my IMs. Take them off, put them on your neck. You don't have to worry about, like, how many times I had to like shove IMs in my pocket because I took them off in a store, and you either got to try to hook them onto the top of your shirt, which never works. But this is it. They're in here permanently. They're here, and then you just pull them out and plug them in, and you drop them and pull them. It's great. So $159 for the 3.5 with the neck strap. Or if you want everything, the 4.4, the 3.5, and the neck strap, $169, which is the standard price for just the fucking S12s. And I like the number 69, so there you go. So that is how they are pricing this on the site, which the site, by the way, right this second has not launched. If I go there, if I switch to it, it's like, early bird price only available the first 100 orders. So I think all those prices, I think each one of those counts as 100. I don't think it's 100 total. So if 100 people want it for $149, once that's it, you get the 3.5 one, that's 100, it's gone. If you want it with the strap, there's another 100 there, because there's gonna be only 500 total. So at some point they're gonna run out of these things, or the sale's gonna end. What they're doing, they want to promote the hell out of this. So act now. Act now. What else do we got to talk about here? Okay, any customer, this is what they wrote. I just gathered all the messages. Any customer who buys the 3.5 millimeter version of the Z12, after receiving, if you leave a review, and now it sounds like a spam email, on Hi-Fi Guides, the forums at Hi-Fi Guides, which is the forums that DMS and I run, you can get a free 4.4 millimeter balance cable shipped to you with your next order on Hi-Fi Go. So if you want to pay for just the 3.5 for $149, and then get a free 4.4 cable, which is it's probably a $10 value because you just get the other one if you didn't. You can leave I think she wants a 200 word thing with some images on the forums. I'll link to the post specifically for the Z12s. If you post on that, your next Hi-Fi Go order, of course I want you to order something else from the site because that's how good business works, you'll get the free cable just thrown in there, or you can pay for shipping and get it separately. I feel like not a lot of people are going to do that, since they're just going to pay $10 more and get the 3.5 and the 4.4. Last thing, there is going to be a giveaway, which they're running, because I didn't want to run a giveaway. Giveaways have a lot of legal weirdness, trust me. Oh, no, what is it? No cost for entry, and you have to do all sorts of legal bullshit. Anyway, there's a link here that I'm going to link in the description, and it's for 3 pieces, so you get 3 of these are going to be given up. And it'll start July 22nd at midnight and end on the 7th. I'm assuming that's the 7th of August at 2,400 hours. That's not even a thing. Okay, it's fine. Time is, we have now added a 2,400th hour, and that's when it ends on 7th at 2,400 hours. And it's using the Gleam app that'll automatically choose winners, so they don't have to it's not like a random number generator and someone's pulling the name out of a hat. It's its own thing. So is that it? Am I done with this? Can I bring the waifu back up? 10% off the Mercury ear tips, which is what's on all these now. I tried the silicones, and the silicones just kept loosening up and you lose the bass. Their foams are perfectly fine for it if your ears can support their foam sizes, which are a little bit smaller than Taconi's. And we've got the forums post and the pricing. Okay, good. Good. What else we got to talk about? Oh, how they fucking sound. So S12s are fantastic. S12s, you put them in your ears, and it's like, oh, this is fine. With bass, I mean the S12s, not even the Zs. The S12s have enough bass, just enough bass. I wanted more, because I'm going to modify an IM to sound like a Zeos thing. I know Critical has his very, very linear, like Harman curve shape. I did that 3-pack of different Critical IMs, and it's like, all right, I see where his tastes lie. Where my tastes lie is I want to have fucking fun. The end. I want music to be fun. This is my job, all right? This is my job. Look at all this shit. Oh, Zeos, you're so lucky you get to listen to music. It's fucking work. And if I'm going to work, it better be something, just let me smile. Give me that little bit more bass. Just so I can be like, fuck, you run the jewels. And that's it. That's what these are now. So if you have S12s, do you need to buy the Z12s? No, absolutely not. If you run the S12s with silicone tips, you probably will not benefit from these other than them looking fantastic. They actually had to pick out the color. It wasn't just like, say, red. I had to find the hex code for the specific color of red. It's got the Z logo here, and they've got the serial number there. They were going to put the Z logo just here, and I'm like, can you put it there? And they're like, it's going to take a little more effort. And I'm like, fucking do it. They do the machining after they color it, so you get that like silver around the logo. I'm really, really happy that this is the first collab IEM. Because if it's gonna be a collab IEM, do it with the best IEM that's in the market for this price. I also, another thing that sort of stuck in the back of my head is at $169, which is like the maximum price you could pay for these, that's ICO OH10 money. And everybody fucking knows I love the ICO OH10s. But what do they have going for them? Those are the bass queens. They're the big, heavy copper bass queens that happen to image and sound really good. So if you're going to compete with them, which is what I'm officially doing now, well, that means you're going to need some extra bass. So I'm putting these back in my ear. I'm going to plug them in, not to the very, 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 very linear THX AAA ones, but the Wildlove and Topaz, which is like my go-to. It's the GOAT for IEMs, because anything you want to sound better, Wildlove and Topaz. They're so smooth. I can't talk about IEMs unless they're in my head. It's a weird quirk. I don't know, I've tried. It's like talking about food you're not currently eating. You want to ask me about a sandwich, I better be fucking going, oh, sandwich is so good. You can't just make that shit up. I need to hear LETShuoer's slip playing while I'm speaking about it. The bass now, at least my brain's probably making me exaggerate it because I designed it. Like I was like, oh, bit more bass. The bass now is like, you could feel it just like press on you a little bit, just a little bit more. I was back and forth with this on this amp and this on this amp and this on this amp. And it's just, if you have the right seal, which means properly sealed foam tips or X-Elastics, you know, Daconis, then you can just, it like rings out a little bit more. When that bass note should probably disappear, it's about 5 to 20% more like, whew. So the bass is not what we're selling this for. I did not make this a bass IEM. I'm not stupid. I'll say that again. If any man who has to say he's king is no king. And any man who has to repeat I'm not stupid is probably stupid. So when I change the sound of these, I change them very, very little. And it's only appreciable in the lowest of bass things. I didn't say, can you make everything from 200 hertz down more bassy? I said, can you aim for like 50 hertz down? I want sub bass better. Sub bass, which is what we got. But everything else above that, you can't listen to this because it's monogatari. Yeah, there's a guitar playing in this song, and it sounds like the guitar is playing behind me because it's just this song, and it sounds like it's playing in an open space. There's no restrictions on the sound. I'm trying, it's very weird reviewing something that you are going to make 10% on. By the way, that's what the deal is when you design one of these, they get to use your logo, you sign a bunch of fucking contract shit, you'll get 10% of every sale. So go Team Zeos. Because if I do it again, then I'm going to work even harder. Maybe I'll even like rip apart the actual thing, but like this is the exact waveform I want it. Not on these though. Guitar playing, it just sounds free. Don't listen to my review, by the way, because I have literally a stake in this. Go listen to anyone else's review on the Letshuoer's S12s. Because these have been reviewed now with no bias. Because there's people out there who don't particularly like me. That's fine. So imagine now anything they say about the Letshuoer S12s with a little bit more bass. Haha, you've already done a review of these. You just didn't compliment me on the colors and the logo and that little baby bit more bass. Massive Attack, Light My Fire live. There's just, the crowd is behind me and it's so soft. That's another reason I said yes to these immediately after I listened to them, because I'm like, all right, everyone loves these. Let's see why. Oh, they're so delicate. Nothing hurts. They do a very good job of not hurting me, which is just an IEM in general. The S12s never, there was like one or two songs that are absolutely terrible, like bagpipes. So it's like, and there's no headphone on earth that's going to stop that from hurting you. But if you shuffle around and 90% of the songs you're listening to have no frequencies that just bother you, that's something I like. That's something I'll put a Z on. Oh, Pink Floyd's One Slip. Did I have a slip song just now? Yeah, Architecture Slip. Wow, why is there so many slips? Like the beeping in One Slip from Pink Floyd. It's just... Look, if you're buying these IEMs, you already know, because you know you've wanted the S12s. It's irrelevant that I keep talking about it. Because if you're thinking about buying the S12s, go ahead and buy them. Links to them in the description. If you want to the S12s, what everyone has said about the S12s, but with a little bit more bass, a cooler color, and possibly this cool leather strap, which I wish it said Zeos, but I guess they're going to continue to sell these to other IEM people. If you want just the strap, you can just go buy the strap for 15 bucks. Get the Z12s. I'd appreciate it. That wallpaper's in the wallpaper horde. All the links. Holy fuck. I've got to do so many links in the description. There'll be... I've got the mega yard sale coming up at August, because this video is coming out within 24 hours. So the mega yard sale is coming up from August 1st to August 10th. I'm selling like half my basement. Well, no, actually, I'm selling like whatever that giant pile is over there. Atom T8Vs, the Swan M5As. I've got that tube amp, the one that's a headphone stand, like that. I've had that in a box forever. I've got an extra Emotiva preamp. I've got the 5XXs. I've got a ton of stuff back there and more to come. So check out the yard sale in August. Once I get that stuff sold, there's going to be that $10,000 spending spree. So like, companies send me things, but these aren't things you necessarily want. People seem to misunderstand that video, by the way. They're like, great, asking for more money, Zeos. Bleh. Like, no, motherfuckers. I'm just selling a bunch of stuff to people at a loss, taking all that money, plus whatever other money I need to gather to get $10,000, we're going to spend it on everything. I'd like to get a bunch of stuff that's under $250. Let's get Zeos back to cheap audio, and then maybe one or two big items, and then just some weird stuff. Let's get some there's a set of headphones, apparently, it's made in Brazil. That looks so Brazilian. I saw that one, whoever posted that. It was like, damn, that is a Brazilian-looking headphone. So yeah, keep an eye out for the yard sale. Keep an eye out for posts on Hi-Fi Guides. I'll probably do a community post when I want to do a live stream, probably on YouTube, maybe on Twitch, not sure, where we actually just go over the hundreds and hundreds of suggestions and sort of cull that list. Like, this is dumb. All right, 97 people want me to review this, so let's put that in the absolute vote. And then the vote on the $10,000 spending thing will happen for patrons and subscribers. So if you're one of those, you can just say, okay, here's the master list. Yes, 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 yes. And then whoever gets the most votes, I see if I can get those items from companies without paying. And then if I can, then the next thing on the list that was voted less, that gets bought. So that money will be spent regardless. I just want to get as much stuff as I can that you guys actually want. So yeah, Wallpapers in the Horde, which should be working. There's like 288 people in it right now. So it keeps getting more people. So if it doesn't work for you, reinstall it or try another computer. That's all I could tell you. There's no options. There's no permissions to go. Wallpaper Horde's good. There's also the code to put it in Imgur if you just want like that one. Links to everything. Obviously, I talked about the forums. You don't talk about that. Yard sale, we talked about that. Patreon or subscribe to our C reviews early. Participate in yard sales, the big yard sale and beyond. And beyond. Listen to Lost of Sound demos. You can also join the $10 tier, which is those people have known about these from day one because they're paying me to know about things. Those people I'll pimp. Yes, that's a pay-to-win chat right there. And if you're in the pay-to-win $10 patronage chat, you also get into a lifetime It's a lifetime swap meet, so you can buy, sell, and trade gear. So if you have S12s and you want to trade them for Z12s, if someone doesn't like their Z12s because the colors are too beautiful. Oh, the colors and the wire. The wire is so nice. It's too nice. I need to trade this for something else. You could do that in the lifetime swap meet chat, which you're in for life. There's over 340 people in there right now. In fact, like 6 joined in the last 2 days. So those people can buy, sell, and trade things amongst themselves. It's a nice little private environment. We good? Am I good? Fuck. I don't know if I'm any good. Let's hope that this goes well, because my washing machine exploded and tried to jump out of its own thing. So I need to sell quite a number of IMs to replace my fucking stupid Bosch washing machine that came with the house. Until next time then, I'm Zeospantera of Z Reviews. And I'll catch you in the next one.